Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you how to make silicone shells for mermaid tops and freediving weights. So I'm going to be using this beautiful shell I got a few years ago. Now I don't support buying shells, but I already had this one lying around, so I didn't want it to go to waste. I'm going to be using this really cool material called polymorph plastic. So it's a type of plastic that softens in hot water, which makes it hand moldable and reusable. So for that, we also need some hot water that absolutely steamed up my camera, and all I'm doing here is just eyeballing the amount I will need, as it doesn't really shrink or expand in the water, just merges together, and it's really satisfying to watch and play with. Now you don't have to use this for the mold, plaster will do just fine, but I didn't have any and I wanted to show you this cool method for mold making. So once the beads turn clear, you can pour the water out and start molding your plastic. You don't have a lot of time, so have your shell ready. And all I'm doing here is stretching the plastic to fit on top of my shell with a bit of extra room on the sides. And then I'm pressing it down to make sure I get all the details of the shell. And you can see the plastic turning white again, so you really don't have much time, but it's a great method if you need to make a mold quick. This whole process took less than 10 minutes, from melting the plastic to the mold hardening completely. And of course, make sure to be careful with the hot water. And then it's time to take the shell out and see our mold. And it turned out pretty well. Next, I prepared a few plastic containers for my silicone and the same amount of mixing utensils. I'm going to be using 3 different colors for my shells, but if you want to make them one color, you only need 2 containers and 2 mixing utensils. For this project, I'm using Dragonskin FX Pro silicone, but this method should work fine with other types of silicone as well. I'm taking equal amounts of part A and part B and giving them both a good stir before combining them in a different container. You want to make sure you mix them well, and from now on you have about 12 minutes of working time. Next step for me was to separate the silicone into 3 different containers and add the pigments. And for this part, I'm using the Arteza mica powders that were sent to me by the brand. So a big shout out to Arteza, I absolutely love these pigments and the huge selection of colors. So to make the perfect teal, I used a bit of aqua blue, bright blue, and added some emerald green later on. And honestly, I could watch me mixing colors into silicone for ages, but I sped up the footage in case you find it boring. Next we have purple, and for this color I used lilac, periwinkle glow, which by the way would work amazingly as a face highlighter, and then I added iris a bit later. And for gold, I used yellow gold. Then I used the bag of my plastic beads to keep the mold in a stable position and started pouring silicone. So I wanted to use this almost like marble technique that was a bit messy, but it made it look more natural. And just wanted to let you know, in case you wanted to subscribe to my channel, feel free to do so. If you'd like to see more mermaid related content, I've got 2 series on tail making, silicone tail making, so if you'd like to see that, please subscribe and keep up with my videos. I left my shell to cure for about an hour, and of course I scraped the bottom of my cups and filled small molds, because silicone is expensive and you want to use it up. Then I repeated the whole process again to fill the mold at the top after the first layer was cured. I waited another hour and my shell was ready for unmolding. I absolutely love how it turned out, and I'm really annoyed that my camera made the colors look pretty dull, where they're actually nice and bright in real life. Next, I cleaned the rough edges with a small pair of scissors. And ta-da! So pretty! But we're not done yet. Then I mixed a bit of silicone and had to stop myself from adding pigments or sparkles or anything because you want to keep this layer clear. This part is basically like a glaze for your shell to make it more shiny and polished and to make it look nice. So remember to spread it out evenly and get into all of those crevices. Then I left it to cure and cleaned up those edges again. And it's beautiful, even if I do say so myself. I also ended up making another shell but ran out of silicone to fill the mold, so that one is a bit thinner, but I love them both equally. And I also like the fact that they're not identical, but they still have the same color scheme. And now, just to show you how this would look on a top, this is my favorite swimming top, which is basically just a black sports bra with no padding. And if you want to glue your shells onto a bra, I would recommend bras with no padding because sometimes the padding causes silicone not to cure properly. I don't know why, honestly, it's never happened to me, but I've heard rumors, so it's just better to avoid padding. And all you would do is mix some silicone and spread it on the back of the shell and place it back on the bra. Maybe put some weight on top to help it bond. And here you have it, a mermaid bra. I will link all of the materials below in case you want to check them out for yourself. And that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe for more mermaid related content and DIYs. And I'll see you soon. Bye!